We are going to review how to model and solve one-step equations. So let's go ahead and look at our notes. The first thing you want to do is circle the variable that you're solving for. So the variable, of course, is your letter. So it could be X, Y, M, N, O, P. We want the variable to be by itself on one side of the equation so that you have the variable equals one number, and that is our solution. So circle the variable first. Step 2 is to draw a vertical line down the middle of the equation of the equal sign. That way you can see what's on the left, what's on the right, and anytime you cross the line, you have to do the opposite operation. This splits our equation into two sides. Identify what operation is being done to the variable, and we will do the inverse operation on both sides. So the inverse operation is opposite. And what we're actually doing is PEMDAS, but backwards. So normally we do parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, subtract, but we're going to go backwards. So we're going to add, subtract, and then multiply and divide. We do the whole opposite order of PEMDAS also. So the opposite of addition is subtraction. The opposite of subtraction is addition. The opposite of multiplication is division. The opposite of division is multiplication. So we'll go and do some examples. All right, so the first one, it says solve. Step 5, though, we need to add that is check your answer. Using substitution. This is to ensure you get 100 every time. So a lot of people don't like to check their answer just because they're like, oh, it's such a waste of time. But the reason you want to do it is to ensure that you get the problem right every time. So I am going to require that you show checking your answer. All right, so we have 3x equals 48. So circle the variable that we want to solve for. That was step 1. Step 2, draw a vertical line down the equal sign. Step 3, identify what operation is being done to the variable. So I say 3 times x. So since this is times, which is multiplication, I do the opposite, which is division. So drawing a line with a number underneath, that means divides by 3. Remember the golden rule, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So divide by 3. We know 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we can mark it out. We're going to do x equals 48 divided by 3. If we don't know our division, we're not using a calculator, so we've got to do it by hand. So remember, top in, bottom out. I'm not going to make y'all know how to, or 48 divided by 3 in your head, but you can do it. Top in, bottom out. 3 goes into 4 one time. Then we subtract. Then we carry down. You can use your multiplication chart though. 3 goes into 18. 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. So x equals 16. We're not going to say that is the answer just yet. I want to check my answer first. So I'm going to write the word check over here. I'm going to write the original problem, 3x equals 48. So I know that has to be true. But what I don't know is true yet is x is 16, because I'm checking it to make sure it's true. So we're going to substitute in 16. So 3, I'm going to put in parentheses every time I substitute it in. But I don't know for sure that this is the answer. So I am putting a question mark there. So then we check it. So 16 times 3. We just divided, but we're multiplying. Remember, we're doing all these opposite operations. 6 times 3, 18, carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 4. 1 more is 4. So that tells us that it is correct. So this is 48, and it equals 48. So we checked it. I put a little check mark showing I checked it. Check, check. This is not the answer. The answer is x equals 16. So put a box around your solution. Hopefully all this is coming back to you. Okay, so let's do the next one. X minus 2 equals 113. Circle your variable. Draw your line down your equal sign. What is happening to x? X minus 2. Yep, so we are going to add underneath. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So now we say x equals 113 plus 2? 115. Before we say that's our answer, let's go ahead and write the word check. And let's write the original equation. And then substitute it in. So we have 115 minus 2 equals, with the question mark, 113. So if I have 115, I take 2 away, what do I get? 113. So that shows that I did it right. Put your check mark. So our answer is x equals 115. Okay, let's go to the next one. X plus 4 equals negative 18. Circle the V. Draw your line down your equal sign. Look at what's happening to V. V plus 4. So because it is plus 4, we got to do minus 4 on both sides. So V equals, I have negative 18 and negative 4. Anytime I'm dealing with numbers, I always want to relate it to money because it just makes more sense to me that way. So let's say I owe somebody $18 and then I owe somebody else $4. I add those together because I want to know how much money I have. 18 plus 4 is 22, but I still owe people money. So it's negative. I don't have money. I'm in the negative. So then we check it. V plus 4 equals negative 18. Substitute your number in. So negative 22 plus 4 equal, with a question mark over top, negative 18. So again, with the money, I owe somebody $22, but then I get $4. So these are different signs, so I actually subtract them. And I get 18, but I still owe people money, so it's negative 18. So negative 18 equals negative 18. Don't just assume that you got it right. make sure that you are actually doing the operation to get the correct answer. So that means v equals negative 22. All right, let's go to the next one. M divided by 8 equals 5. So remember this line, even though this is a fraction, m over 8, since it's over 8, that means divide. Let's circle our variable. Draw our line down our equal sign. So this is dividing by 8. What's the opposite of dividing by 8?
Multiplication.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this in parentheses and put the 8 kind of in line with the m. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I put parentheses around what I'm multiplying by 8. Now I have 8m over 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1, so I'm able to cross it out. And I get m equals 5 times 8. So m equals 40. So let's check our work. M over 8 equals 5. So basically what you can ask yourself, what divided by 8 equals 5? 40. 40 divided by 8, does that equal 5? Yeah, 5 equals 5. So we checked it. So our answer is m equals 40. All right, let's look on the back. Ooh, do y'all remember these? These are algebra tiles. So these actually give us everything that we need. The X's are the long rectangles, and then the squares are your ones. So I have 1x. So I'm going to convert the algebra tiles to equation. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So plus 8 equals, now I got to count these. 3 times 4, 12. So we're converting algebra tiles, the symbolic, to the equation. Then we solve. So let's follow our steps. What's happening to x? We're adding 8. So what do? Subtract 8. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So x equals 12 minus 8. Four. But before we say it's all good, we want to check it. So x plus 8 equals 12. So what this is saying is that this x represents 4 ones. So if I do 4 ones plus 8 more, is that going to give me 12? Yeah. So 4 plus 8 equals 12. Yes. 12 equals 12. So you got to do the math on the left side and make sure it comes out to what's on the right side. So x equals 4. Let's go to the next one. Ooh, what do these negatives mean?
You owe.
Yeah, you owe money basically. So this would be x, because we got one of the x's. And then I have 2 negatives. So it'd be minus 2 equals negative 5. Circle your x. Draw your line down your equal sign. Inverse operation. So this is minus 2. So the opposite of minus 2. Plus 2. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So I get x equals If I owe somebody $5, but I have $2, what does that mean? I got 3, but I still owe somebody money. So it's -3. So let's check our answer. So -3 minus 2 equals -5. So these are both negatives. I owe somebody $3. I borrow $2 more. Owe somebody $3. Borrow $2 more. I owe somebody -5. We're good. All right, last one. And you're going to do your assignment. So let's count it up. Let's convert this. Go ahead and do this, and then you can check your answer with me. Okay, so check your equation with mine. 5x equals 10. Circle your x. Draw your line down your equal sign. We're going to divide by 5 all the way through. 5, 10, and divide by 5. We get 2. Then check our answer. Substitute it in, see if that is true. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 does equal 10, so x equals 2 is our solution. You're going to use these examples to help you do the assignment.